Just adding a little more to the soul, the human feet, and the crab monster, clown and the crab monster. So just pointing out that another video that was made by Zay Frank is called The Rise of the Kitten Snake. This also references, in some ways, the Abrasics. It's just another face of the Abrasics. It references a deity called Yaldabaoth. Here's what Yaldabaoth looks like. It's the head of a lion and the body of a snake. So, Rise of the Kitten Snake. It's clever, right? It's also a polecat. So he's primarily talking about weasels, polecats, or ermines, which is one of the sort of sidekicks of Hecate, my namesake goddess. She's known for being followed around by black hounds and being associated also with polecats and horses. So yeah, it's another. I already made a previous video talking about how he's referencing the Abrasics in quite a few things with his rubber duck, and with the Harlequin shrimp. And here's another way he's referencing the Abrasics, just in the form of Yaldabaoth. It's the Rise of the Kitten Snake. I might get into some more about the history of some of these, but I really would rather focus more on just these suspects and how they're referencing this deity, and in all its many forms and its many faces. So this also leads back into Richard Hart. You can see him standing next to a statue there. That's Yaldabaoth. That's the head of a lion and the body of a snake, a serpent, or a fishtail of some sort. It's essentially the same creature. Note the thumb in the pink pocket. I think I've shown this particular picture, in previous write-ups, in previous videos. But I will point it out again. The thumb in the pink pocket there, the pink slit. So guess at what that means. Hint, pink equals little girl. So, and again, Richard Hart is in cryptocurrency. And I start getting into another animal with a spiral penis, the pig. So, this morning marked 1 month of no cigarettes, and I celebrated by smoking some cigarettes today. Yeah, because I'm brilliant like that. It's just today, and then I'm not allowed to have any for at least another month after today. I'm giving the rest of my tobacco to one of my neighbors. I actually realized that I don't really like smoking cigarettes anymore. I don't like the taste. I don't like the smell in my nose and my mouth. I still have the cravings, and I still have the habit, sort of the desire to just. It's not just random cravings. It's sort of ritual and routine. I habitually am used to smoking after I eat, so I still, once I'm done eating, I still want to have a cigarette. Times like that, when it's hardest. But have been really started. I realized today, I actually really don't like smoking this. So yeah. So we'll see what comes at the end of next month. But good bet that I won't want to smoke to celebrate. I'm just gonna. We'll see though. I don't know. We'll see. My tomato plants are doing well. I'm already starting to see a little tomato begin to sprout. I'm getting lots of little flowers coming in. So I wasn't sure that they would do well being potted like this rather than just planted in the ground, but we'll see the size of the tomatoes I get. And I'm gonna stop rambling, but yeah, so Yaldabaoth, he's an interesting character. Essentially, from what I can tell from my research, essentially the same thing as the Abrasics, which again is this guy. And just a refresher, see ducks, these references to ducks, Richard Hart again, referencing ducks. And to show you the rubber duck here and how it represents the Abrasics, particularly with Zefrank's Celebra duck. And again, this is a Freemasonry gesture, hand gesture. Pointed finger, and then you see a sun in this hand, and and again the five-petaled flowers, and note that they're pointing downwards. The fifth petal they look like downward pointing stars, like downward pointing pentagrams. And again, 5 is very much associated with the Abrasics. So I don't really know what else I can do except try to stop people who I strongly suspect are abusing children. I can't get around that. I just can't. I can't the other way. I can't do it. I didn't want this for myself. I really thought I was just gonna meet a decent guy in college and get married and settle down in the suburbs somewhere and push out 2-3 kids and be very invested in their upbringing and make some money on the side while I mostly stayed at home and homeschooled and cooked and cleaned and then sent them off to college and jet set it around the world with my husband, who hopefully I was hoping I was going to pick one that wouldn't leave me for someone half my age, and didn't even get that far. Didn't even get to the marriage part. At least Tracy Twyman, she at least got to be married for a little bit and twice, and at least she got to have a kid and spend a lot of years raising him. She got that much. Anyway, so yeah, I'm gonna keep adding to this. In the description for this video, I'm going to put the link to my blog, specifically to this write-up in my blog, and I suggest you keep checking in on it because I will be continuing to update it and refine it and probably add more pictures and more information in all over the place, and I will try to let people know when it's been updated so they can go back in and have a look. Yeah, again, I'm trying to focus on this as much as I can, but life and yeah. So yeah, the rule is no more habitually smoking tobacco every day. I made myself stop for a solid month. That was the deal with myself. You need to absolutely stop for a solid month, no cigarettes. And so I stopped in the early morning before the sun came up on the 2nd. Well, before the sun was already all the way up in the sky. And on the 2nd of April, and today is the 2nd of May. And I waited till the sun was well into the sky, and I went and got some cigarettes. And have kind of just been hanging out today, cooking, making stuff, working on stuff. I was waiting around. I thought I was going to get a visit today, but it's looking like that's not going to happen. So I'm probably gonna, I don't know, go out later and work or something. I don't know. I banged up my knee pretty bad. I fell at a Walmart. They had shit leaking out of the freezer. I'm over in like the yogurt aisle, and I went to go grab some yogurts and turned to go down the aisle. After I grabbed those, I was gonna get some milk, and slipped and fell hard on my knee. It's still a little bit achy. It's kind of bruised up for a bit, and that's starting to fade, but now I don't know if I should like go get an x-rayed and try to get Walmart to pay for it. It's like, good luck. It's getting better, I think. Anyway, yeah, I'm gonna stop rambling on. So I just wanted to give an update that I put this few other things in there. Again, pointing out Yaldabaoth. Definitely look up this guy. Check him out. The kitten snake. Zay Frank's kitten snake. He also is quite often depicted with spirals, and this particular kind of spiral looks very much like the Ouroboros, and or also figure 8, and or also this is the symbol of strength, is sort of a figure 8 on its side. Note the 9 spikes coming out of the top of his head. That's significant. Then also you see, like, here, the spikes in the halo around his head add up to, well, depending if you consider him to be covering one of the spikes, it's either 7 or 8. This should just give you guys an idea, like little things, like see how the tail, the end of his tail mimics that symbol on the bottom there? This should just give you guys an idea of how you should pay closer attention to images. That's significant over his head. I'm not going to comment on it. I forget exactly what it is. I looked it up once. Arabic symbol, I believe. Little aleph or something. I don't know. I won't try, but, well, I just tried a little bit, but I don't want to butcher it. But yeah, all of this stuff means something, guys. When you see these images, it's not just, oh, cute, I'll put a little star over here and I'll put a little moon over here. No, this is all symbolic of much more. I mean, you can tell that, I think, with stuff like this particular image, but quite often he's seen holding a key. So is Hecate. I've considered she might be, a female version of this deity, but I'm not sure. I never heard tell of her ever condoning the sexual abuse of children. So, in fact, that seems like she would find that distasteful. I'd like to think that maybe I know a bit better than a lot of the people in the world, considering I'm supposed to be, if you have her name, if you have the name Katie, Kate, Caitlin, Catherine, Kat, any name like that, your name derives from her name, from Hecate. So in some ways, she's your namesake goddess, and therefore you are almost like a human, fleshy representative of her, of she. You could say that in some ways. The same way, a lot of people, you would say, I've seen people named for their grandmother, women named for their grandmother who they are very much like their grandmother. That sort of thing. They take on a lot of the same qualities. Just the very sounds, certain sound, every sound has sort of awakens different parts of the mind, of the brain. You hear the same combination of sounds over and over again because it's your name. It's probably going to cause you to develop in a different ways than somebody who has a whole other different combination of sounds that is their name. So it's something to think about. All right, I'm rambling. I'm gonna be quiet. Goodbye.